always just going back when like I think it's like.
People, Deluded, I'm back again. Big up yourselves for tuning back into my loyal supporters. If you're new here, you know you need to hit the subscription button now. Arsenal have been linked with Mikel Merino, a Spanish central midfielder. We've been linked with Guirassy of Stuttgart and the Nico Williams, as well as the Joshua Kimmich and Gyökeres rumours won't go away. I must admit, if it's not the names I've said and you throw an Onana in there, every now and again, Bruno Guimaraes, it's the same names being linked with Arsenal Football Club. Whether we sign these players, which I'm very pessimistic on, and is another story, but nonetheless it makes for good content and it provides good talking points. I think I speak for every Arsenal fan where I say we'd like to see some signings. I urge caution because we're not even in July yet, and we hope, for me anyways, you know, the striker market, again, I don't think it's flushed with quality. I would love to be proven wrong, but for me as a fan, would love a striker that takes us to the next level. Don't think that's happening. Do think we need a winger as well, ideally get both of those. But for me, if you get me a winger, central midfielder, probably another versatile defensive option, as well as anything else Mikel Arteta demands. Get some outgoings. Obviously we need to sign a keeper or two, because who is going to be our number 2 or number 3 goalie? But yeah, people, let's see exactly what's going on where the news are concerned. People, let me know your thoughts on what I'm about to say, what I've just said, etc, etc. It's a community thing over here. Now let's start with Nico Williams, who is taking the Euro 2024 edition by storm. Did very well against the Italians off the back of a great season for Bilbao. The 21-year-old is in high demand. Allegedly Bayern Munich, prior to signing Elise, spoke about him, forever linked with Arsenal and Chelsea. And I wonder what Chelsea's thinking is, especially because they've got a bunch of players. They've signed a number of young South American wingers to join them next summer, but obviously they didn't get Elise, so I wonder if they circle back. Liverpool have been linked as well. You cannot rule out staying at Bilbao because the man has signed a new deal, and Barcelona, regardless of their financial stuff at the moment, are forever linked with him. He did say recently, I've just signed a new deal at Athletic few weeks ago. I feel very good here. I'm very happy at Athletic. It's very strange to receive questions on my future. I guess it must be strange for the 21-year-old because you're kind of in the spotlight, but I mean, you're playing well, you're doing well on an international stage. These clubs need wingers. Why wouldn't they be linked with you? It shows you that you're doing the right thing, although he did sign a new deal. Mikel Arteta could risk upsetting some of his senior players if the club moved for Bilbao's Nico Williams because of the 21-year-old's wage demands, which has apparently been the one downer for some clubs. What I would say, if he's really got potential to be the star of tomorrow, if he really keeps putting in performances like he is for Spain, then you have to pay the going rate. And naturally, you know, it's like any walk of life, especially I would assume if the money he's coming on, you'd throw him into the Saka, Saliba, Declan Rice, you know, Odegaard, that kind of player bracket, and obviously that would have ramifications for other players we bring in, and obviously when renewals are settled. Now, we're not Manchester City, but you look at the top clubs, it's like any walk of life or any job. You pay for the best talent, and to retain the best talent you have to pay the going rate, especially where in many years prior Arsenal have been giving out big contracts to players who haven't been doing the business. Now, you know, you look at the Sakas, the Salibas, the Odegaards, the Benjamin Whites, the list goes on. Everybody, not that I care because it's nothing to do with me, but they deserve the money they're on, and they probably, if they keep it up within the next few years, are going to be in line for renewals. People, we're not Manchester City, as I was saying, but look at their wage structure. Foden's on good money, Kevin De Bruyne has been on good money, you have to, Haaland's on probably great money, you know, you have to pay the going rate. So I must admit I am warming towards that, but I don't see Arsenal structure mashing up their wage structure for him. But imagine you get him on a 4 or 5 year deal. Obviously if he keeps it up within that period, he'd probably sign improved terms, but for a 21-year-old it's the going rates. And again, I don't want to get all financial, but when you start looking at euros and pound conversions, who knows what it might actually be. We have heard this before. Apparently we've spoken with his agents and we're ready to pay the 58 million release clause, but again, we hear the wages are a thing. Nothing is probably going to be decided while he's at the Euros. You have seen a couple of players at the Euros seeming like they're moving clubs or signing new deals, so you never know, but it appears based on the way he speaks that after this I'll deal with my future. Liverpool, City, United, Spurs, actually Barcelona and PSG have all been credited. Now, interest, putting bids down, buying people, as you know, is a very different scenario. Apparently Charles Watts has also said Arsenal would have to make Nico Williams one of their 2 highest earners if they are to sign him from Athletic Club this summer. So could that put to bed any potential rumours? We've also been linked with the versatile Feyenoord guy, I cannot say his name, Gertrudina. You know, we've been linked with him before, but it just says it there, so why not? We were were once linked with Dominic Calvert-Lewin, people. It seems like he's getting Newcastle. This summer, we've actually been linked with Marcus Edwards. It seems like Spurs could be re-signing their academy grad. Again, going back and skipping back quickly to Nico Williams, it's more or less the same. Apparently, this is said, the Express have said, if Arsenal's wage structure is tinkered with too much, it could spark a chain reaction that spirals out of control. I definitely think not, because I think unlike previous years, it seems like our regime, there's a method to the madness. We're doing things in the competent way that he should be doing things. So I'm not sure on that. Arsenal apparently have dropped their interest in Osimhen and are working to sign Victor Gyökeres. Now, again, take that with a pinch of salt. There has been some rumours that we've agreed an offer for him of around 90 million plus an extra couple of million in add-ons, people. It's easy to link us with Gyökeres. We need a striker. He's been doing great. He's been linked with us before. It could be a case of creative journalism. I do think Mikel Arteta and the club would like another striker. Evidently, that's an area of improvement. Kai Havertz found his goal-scoring boots this year. Obviously, I know a lot of people don't hear it, but I believe in Gabriel Jesus. I think Trossard's a great player. We got 91 Premier League goals. The issue is, though, apart from Bukayo Saka, who could you... They obviously all got the ability, but who could you put your money down and say you're going to get double figures in the Prem next season? And for a team that got 91 goals in the Prem and 100 odd in all comps, is quite unique in that we've got versatile goal scorers. But apart from Saka, in terms of a consistent kind of basis, in terms of goal scoring throughout the season, we don't really have that. But I do think with, you know, the versatile options, and across the last 2 seasons, different players have stepped up. Obviously, Kai Havertz has found his feet up front. I do think Arsenal would like a striker, but I don't think we're desperate for it. So I personally think a winger, central midfielder, a versatile defender, a couple of keepers, and we're done. But I'd love to be proven wrong. I'm not too sure. But at the same time, though, when you've got 29 league goals, 43 goals in 50 games in all comps at 25, 26 years of age, you're going to be on a lot of people's wish list. The issue is for Sporting, though, they could lose a couple of players this summer. And would Gyökeres be one of them that they want to let go? But again, if he doesn't have this kind of season next year, you might not get what you're asking for, essentially. So that's where he's concerned. Apparently, Mikel Arteta has seduced Real Sociedad midfielder Mikel Merino, who could join Arsenal for around 21 million. Didn't he used to play at Dortmund and Newcastle? I must admit, I think he's competent. I don't think he's anything to scream and shout about, but that's not a diss. I think he would, you know, be a good midfield option, if I'm quite honest with you people. So yeah, this article has said that we're in for him. Actually, we can go to Sport Witness. Apparently, Barcelona face danger from Arsenal in their pursuit of Real Sociedad star Mikel Merino. Apologies. Now, if we're linked with Merino, right, and he's a central midfielder, both of these clubs in Barcelona and Arsenal, they were linked with Zubamendi. So have both clubs moved away from that? Is this just a case of creative journalism? I don't know. But he is a central midfielder, bit like strikers. It's very easy to link us with such. Apparently, he's got a deal until 2025 and he isn't keen on an extension. So that's probably why he's been linked with a move away. Again, maybe Arsenal have an interest in him. If we've been scouting Zubamendi, we must have seen Moreno play. But maybe this article is talking fact. Maybe it's wide of the mark. Allegedly, he's received interest from Barcelona and Arsenal. That doesn't say there's been concrete talks around personal terms or putting bids down, people. He's well aware the Catalan club will need time to table an offer, and this is a disadvantage for them when compared with the Gunners, where Mikel Arteta is leading the interest. And I mean, obviously, Arteta is Spanish. He's from that region of Spain, like where Mikel Merino's played. It's claimed Arteta wants to sign his compatriot for Arsenal no matter what. The manager has already called the Real Sociedad star to convey the big plans he has for him, and the player is seduced by the possibility of moving to the Emirates. He spent the 17-18 season at Newcastle United. The midfielder has an opportunity to return to England by joining Arsenal, where he has the absolute confidence of Mikel Arteta. La Real Sociedad, better yet, assumed the player could be sold for 25 million euros, and this is affordable for Arsenal. It is, but I mean, he's got a deal until 2025. Even if they're saying 25 million, and that is cheap from business, why pay 25 if you can get it for less? So we'll have to see really and truly where that's concerned. Keeping up the theme with midfielders, I don't buy the Joshua Kimmich links. At 29 years of age, he's got a decision to make, you know, in a Euros that's going on in his homeland, in a turbulent time for Bayern Munich, where they've actually got a new manager in Vincent Kompany. And there is a lot of speculation over Sane, over Gnabry, over Kingsley Coleman. Musiala probably not going to leave, but linked with moves away, and a couple of other players. You would have thought they would have wanted to lock down Joshua Kimmich. He's got a deal until 2025. Allegedly, Arsenal, Liverpool, City are on the short list of clubs he would consider if he left Bayern Munich, according to reports in Germany. He's also been allegedly, you know, interesting Barcelona and Real Madrid, but again, interest is wide of the mark. The man himself said the situation is absolutely clear. I have a contract with Bayern until 2025, so it's not mainly up to me to be active right now. My focus is solely on the European Championships, and after that, there'll be a conversation. Boy, so we'll have to see what that means, people. And I'm not sure for the wages and everything. I'm not sure if Arsenal are keen on signing Joshua Kimmich, people. Before we get to this, again, we've gone over the Kimmich stuff. Apparently, he wants about 20 million gross per year, and he's one of the top earners at Bayern Munich. On ability, bring him to the carpet. With all other factors considered, I don't know, people. In relation to Guirassy, Sky Germany are saying he's informed Stuttgart he wants to leave. He's linked with Borussia Dortmund, AC Milan, and Arsenal. And allegedly, all of these teams are in the race. Chelsea have left such. I think he goes to Dortmund because it seems like they're the only club, just based on reports, that are actively talking with his camps. I think there must be a degree of interest from those three clubs. You know, AC and Arsenal are always linked with strikers this summer. So again, pinch of salt settings, if I'm completely honest. Team News and Ticks did say yesterday, I've been told by two unconnected people, Arsenal are looking at Eze. I know loads of people at Arsenal like him. Eze is a very affordable release clause of around 60 million, but a large amount of the clause has to be paid up front. Again, if we could sign Eze, would love him at the carpet. So we see what is being said here. We've gone over Nico Williams. Apparently the deadline for Bruno Gomares is 100 million quid release clause will expire at 11:59 UK time this evening. I can't imagine anyone was keen to spend that. Right, Trossard's dad is hitting out at the Belgian manager. I mean, your son didn't play the best of games for Belgium, but you know, I wonder what the dinner table and breakfast table is going to look like there, people. So yeah, Nico Williams seems to be the one forever linked with us. Apparently, we've been told we have to pay 100 million for João Neves of Benfica. Dewsbury Hall is a surprise target for Man United. Arsenal have previously been linked with him. Apparently, Manchester United are looking at Everton's Onana, which is another one we've been linked with. Gyökeres deal agreed, as you can see there. We'll pay 75 million allegedly, and he's got a release clause of 86 million pounds. Apparently, George Mendes has been key to negotiations. Eddie Nketiah, Reece Nelson, and Ramsdale, I think it means Dale, have been advised to leave Arsenal, which you see there. We've gone over Moreno. Big up Thierry Henry because he's obviously going to be managing France's under-21s. Wrexham have signed our young keeper, Arthur Okonkwo, who's returned to the club on a permanent basis. So, yeah, it's more or less the same, people. I mean, Benjamin Sesko would have been amazing. We can forget about that because he signed a new deal. So it's the same names consistently linked. Nonetheless, though, people, let me know your thoughts on everything we discussed. Would you take Moreno? Would you take Eze? What do you think is the priority for Arsenal? You know, do you think we need a winger? Because there's some reality where I would love a striker and a winger. I think if you could have got a striker and no winger, I could get away with that. Likewise, if you had a winger and no striker, you can get away with that. Some people, or some Arsenal fans I speak to, say we actually don't need any attackers really, and they're keen to just get midfield sorted. So let me know your thoughts on that. Let me know your thoughts on all the talking points we've had across the course of this video. Most importantly, thank you for tuning in. Stay blessed, stay safe. Any news and other videos, I'll get them out for you. But for now, people, check out the other vids. Peace.